How's it everyone? This is Lolcohol, and in today's video I'm going to give you an update on the Kinetic Fusillade Elementalist. A lot of people were asking for a Mageblood variant of the build, so yesterday on stream I crafted a whole lot of new gear, threw it together, and the end result is pretty disgusting. Sitting at about 150 million burst DPS, which is enough to just nuke down Ubers fairly quickly, and this is more of a greedy version of the build. The ward version is probably safer, more well-rounded, better balanced, but this version is just like more bursty, high damage, less defensive. But the thing with Mageblood is you can build it however you want. This build allows you so much flexibility. You can go way tankier. You could like throw on triple res flasks or whatever you want really. But I've just opted for a full damage bosser because what I want to do today on stream is we're going out with a bang. I've spent about 400 divines on Uber boss fragments and we're just going to be doing that all day. Thanks to Raphael and Shadow, who just threw some currency at me, said go have fun, and I figured let's do this. So going over the changes to the build, one of the most important things is I'm using a Dusk Ring now. This makes our duration multiplier, I think, 0.04, which makes our APS cap about 22 attacks per second. I must just chat to Nemrod. There might be some new calculations, but basically our attack speed is uncapped with this, which means we can really push our damage up with things like a new wand. So this wand has increased attack speed and crit multi, double damage while focused, and then the prefix are spell damage, lightning damage, and pen. Now for Trinity, which I am still using, I'm using a Blizzard Crown, which gives us a large amount of flat damage on the implicit. I crafted it by getting elevated elemental damage and crit multi, awakening it together, and then I meta-crafted the prefixes with Wild Bristle Matrons, just block, mana, slam slam, Wild Bristle Matron, Scour, block, mana, slam slam. For all these new items in the build, I will link the VOD in the description, and I have put timestamps for each of these new items that I've crafted. So you can check out the wand, the helmet, the ring, the gloves, the boots, everything, except for the shield, which I just happened to get on trade. This is just high spell damage, and then high energy shield, and then reservation efficiency. You can still go for a block one, which is probably going to be safer for mapping, but I saw this for like 25 divines, so I grabbed it. The body armor, this is a base from my friend PTK. He had a fractured global defenses Twilight Regalia. This is overkill. Like, you don't really need this. What you could just do instead is just go for a triple energy shield prefix on this, or double and then block. And then for the suffixes, what I did with this was I used Essence of Loathing for the increased mana reservation efficiency until I got intelligence and then either like regen or resistance or something like that. And then I metacrafted the prefixes again, like where I use Eldritch Currency and then block, mana, slam, remove, block, mana, slam, remove. Boots and gloves. So one change for this is because our duration multiplier is now so low, using Sigil Power is not really, there's no point to it because it lasts for about 1.5 seconds. So I've dropped Sigil of Power, but that does free up a couple of jewel slots. So what I instead went for was Abyssal Sockets. Abyssal Sockets on gloves. This allows us to get even more damage with like crit multi, energy shield, damage with wand attacks, just going for flat damage. You could also go for like spell damage or crit chance, whatever you need. And the modifiers are fairly similar, but attack speed, accuracy, high energy shield. Boots, this is more flexible, whatever you get on this. I should have actually gone for just pure energy shield boots, but I was still going for spell suppression, which is why I went for phantom boots. And the mods on this, again, it's kind of just like filling in whatever you need. So intelligence, res, spell suppression, dexterity, and then prefixes are movement speed, evasion rating, energy shield. As for the Mageblood and the flask that I've opted for, so for bossing, I've gone for a silver flask with crit, and then a bismuth flask just to sort out our resistances, and a benched regen life per second during effect, which I'm now using Zealot's Oath. Life regen is applied to energy shield instead, and then a crit flask with chance to avoid being shocked suffix, which solves for our Storm Shroud over here. This just solves my Storm Shroud without having to waste implicits or suffixes on my boots. And then going for a Quicksilver flask with additional resistances. So for mapping, instead of a silver flask, I would pop on a jade flask. This gets us up to about 20k evasion rating, 17.6. You could even drop your silver flask for that. I have Onslaught on Kill on my boots, so we could drop that. You could even opt to drop your Quicksilver because we are lightning warping around so quickly. Roomies, I would probably use this instead of the Bottled Faith for mapping. For bossing, Bottled Faith is going to be better. But if you have the currency to buy Mageblood and experiment, you can check out this version. This version is like very high damage at the expense of defenses. Or you can like check out on PoE Ninja, see what other people are doing. The whole point of Mageblood is it solves a whole lot of problems. It can solve your crit, it can solve your resistances, it can solve your movement speed, all of these, so you can really be flexible with it. There's not a whole lot of other changes on the build. I am also just now using a slightly different Watcher's Eye instead of the gain charge while affected by precision. I'm just going for a double Wrath one, lightning damage and lightning pen. And most of the tree is fairly similar. Over on Mobilytics, I have included both a Mageblood mapping version and Mageblood bossing version. And of course, there is the PoB. Don't panic. With that out of the way, what we're going to do today is run some Ubers. I guess I can just show you how the build's performing now. So we just need a ramp. Push that. So yeah, like I said, the damage on this it's very, very high. It's like, I think with burst, it's over 150 million. Another thing, Sacred Wisps does appear to be working now and does appear to be best in slot. Also, Path of Building has been updated to more accurately calculate the damage on Kinetic Fusillade, so you can check that out. Nemrod still reckons it's not as accurate as it was before. I mean, it's not as accurate as his calculations, so take it with a grain of salt, but I feel like it is pretty accurate. It is taking things into account like additional projectiles and duration and all of that kind of scaling. And then also the other thing is the PoB config has changed. So if you update your PoB and you see that you're dealing like 12 times as much damage as you should be, it's probably just because you've still got like your projectile set to 12. So just check your PoB, adjust it. And like I said, today on stream, it's going to be Ubers all day, 400 divines, see if we make our money back or not. Okay, so that's the Mageblood version of the build. This version probably costs... Oh, a shiny reliquary key. This version of the build probably costs... I think I spent 200 or 300 divines on crafting the new gear. It might be a little bit more or a little bit less. And then, of course, the Mageblood is about 200 divines too. So not a cheap upgrade, but for the people who are asking for it, here it is. Let's open our shiny reliquary key to see what we get. Ooh, impossible escape and versatile combatant. This one is not valuable. Anyway, if you have any questions, ask in the comments below. Also join the Discord. There's tons of people playing this build, talking about this build. So go there and ask, and I'll catch you on stream. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Catch you in the next video, and bye-bye.